It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Monday, the 2nd of May. I'm Michael Groff. As you would expect this time of year, hot and dry conditions will be the rule, and it's only going to get hotter by the time we get toward the end of the week. Very likely we will have our first 100-degree day of the year by Friday or Saturday, or perhaps both. And then a change in the weather pattern looks to take place by the end of the weekend and next week. Cooler temperatures, windy conditions, and maybe a few showers over parts of the state. Of course, will we see anything here in the valley? Probably not. Let's get into it here as we dive in and discuss. First, let's check out those climate stats from the month of April. If it felt unusually warm during the month, that's because it was. Overall, April 2022 will go down as the 7th warmest April on record here in Phoenix, with an average temperature of 76.2 degrees. That is 3 degrees above normal. There was no rain in the bucket at Sky Harbor, so that means it ties with many other Aprils for the driest on record. Now here's the climate stats from yesterday. 97 degrees, the very warm afternoon high. 65 was the morning low. The normal high for the 1st of May, 89 degrees, and the normal low 65. And taking a look outside right now at 11:20 a.m., sunny sky across the valley. We're sitting at 86 degrees at Sky Harbor. The dew point at 30, so it's very dry. Relative humidity 13%. Winds light and the barometer is steady. The upper air analysis this morning shows a couple of negative tilt short waves, one coming out of the Rockies into the Plain States for some severe weather out ahead of that feature, and some active weather over the Pacific Northwest with that system moving on in. Of course, all of those systems continue to stay well to the north and far away from Arizona as we are under a dry westerly flow, and that's keeping temperatures ever so slightly above average for the beginning of the week, and then a ridge will build in later this week to really heat us up. Here's the watch warning map. We've got red flag warnings over parts of New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma. The fire danger remains the big concern out here in the west. We even have some scattered wind advisories around as well. Now, here's the convective outlook for today. We've got the moderate risk of severe storms, level 4 out of 5 for places like Enid, Broken Arrow, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then that enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5 around Norman over toward Oklahoma City and Fort Smith, Arkansas. Even a marginal risk of severe storms, and of all places, Idaho up around Boise today, where they could see some gusty winds with the stronger storms. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, the big goose egg, and region-wide, not much to be had either. However, we could start to see a change in the overall weather pattern right at the end of this period. And we'll talk about that and everything else, including the hot details of our forecast as we get to the models right now. Have a look at things. This is the GFS. It's the 12Z run. This is valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. There's a couple of shortwave troughs, one out over the Plain States, another one over the Pacific Northwest, keeping the active weather to the north of Arizona today. Around here, a dry westerly flow. The upper heights pretty much where they ought to be for this time of year. So what it means for us down at the surface today: sunny sky, a little bit of a breeze this afternoon from the southwest, and high temperatures should be in the low 90s. Tonight, clear sky, light wind, overnight lows, upper 50s to middle 60s. And then tomorrow, more of the same. Sunny, light afternoon breezes, high temperatures, low 90s. Exact same forecast on Wednesday. Thursday, we'll start to see a warm-up as ridging builds back in. The heights start to climb up, so high temperatures in the middle to upper 90s. I think we'll avoid that century mark. We're going with a range of 95 to 98 for Thursday, but all bets are off for Friday. We're going with a high temperature range of 98 to 101. The national blend of models giving us better than 60% chance of hitting 100 degrees on Friday. So it's likely that's our first 100-degree day of the year. And if we don't hit it Friday, we probably will on Saturday. Again, highs pretty close to 100 degrees. But here comes a change in the weather pattern. We've got a trough developing over the Pacific Northwest and through the interior west. And that's really going to start to drop south by the time we get to Sunday. And so we could see some scattered showers out over the Rockies and another round of rain and high elevation snow over the Pacific Northwest. And some of that precipitation could get pretty close to the northern border of our state, maybe even an isolated shower over far northern Arizona. We'll watch for that. And it will start to turn windy and cooler here in Phoenix. And cooler is a relative term this time of year, but high temperatures likely dropping back toward the mid to upper 80s for Sunday here in the valley, with a few high clouds coming in. Here's a week from today. This is Monday, the 9th of May. That first system begins to move out into the northern plain states, but another upper low dropping in here across Arizona. Now, in this configuration, there really wouldn't be a whole lot of moisture involved in this, but still there's enough dynamic cooling aloft to create a few showers across northern, maybe central Arizona Here in Phoenix, we are probably going to stay dry in this setup, but temperatures would cool off and we would see windy conditions. If this is right, highs may drop into the low 80s, maybe mid 80s. Some of our guidance shows even cooler than that. It really depends on the depth of this system. And then as we go out 10 days, this is Wednesday, the 11th of May, and that upper low just sort of sits here, sort of a Rex block developing with ridging well to the north of us. So this system not going anywhere. And if that is correct, maybe a little bit of moisture gets pulled in here for some isolated showers around, but it's just way too early to call that right now. At this point, I would just take it at face value and say temperatures would be held perhaps just slightly below average if this is right, and maybe some breezy conditions around. All right, looking at rainfall for Phoenix, this is going out through the 16th of May, coming off of the European ensemble, and you can forget it. Only one member shows any measurable precipitation at all. So for now, we're going to keep a forecast of persistence going here. And temperatures off the national blend of models, and there it is, Friday, Saturday, your first 100-degree days of the year, the first of many, I'm afraid. And then temperatures will likely back off after that, Sunday and especially early next week. And that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. And music fans, of course, you're going to check out my streaming station. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun while doing that. It's myself and the one and only Michelle involved in the operation and programming of that entity. So I'll leave a link to it in the description, and then you'll thank me later. Meantime, I'm going to thank you so very much for watching, all of your continued support. It is greatly appreciated. You guys be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there, and have yourselves an absolutely legendary Monday.